What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you about Lucid. I want to go over some of the current data points, latest and updates, and everything else you need to know. But first, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So Lucid is up 1.28% during the pre-market, getting a lot of good volume. There's a couple of things that's really helping Lucid move higher. One is this. So Japan deal was announced after hours yesterday. Massive one, in fact, $550 billion. And so this is pushing both the Japanese market and American market higher. But Lucid actually just dropped some news roughly 6 minutes ago, and that was this right here. So Lucid launches collaborative with critical mineral producers to further strengthen supply chain. So I think in general this is good, assuming they can get all of this done in a short time span, because I know a lot of these, it's not just overnight, but this should really help their margins. And ultimately, because of the tariffs with both Canada and Mexico, which, as what Mark mentioned in the last earnings, is impacting their kind of margins roughly about 10 to 12%, this should kind of reverse that. So not only is that a good kind of piece of news, but it looks as though later today there is going to be a event, a roundtable discussion with a lot of big names. So you can kind of see some of them down here. But yeah, I think generally speaking, this is a very good thing for Lucid. There is a lot more that they can do, but essentially this is good first steps. As I mentioned, I think the news with Graphite 1, that one should take technically, like originally it would take roughly about 2 years, but they did announce that they were going to really expedite that. So I think they can narrow it down to 6 months. So that's kind of the time frame you can kind of expect. So probably early 2026. This is where a lot of these deals will start to benefit Lucid. So let me know your general thoughts on that in the comments below. Aside from that, there hasn't really been anything else coming out associated to Lucid. There was this that was opened yesterday. So this is the Q&A from retail posing questions to management. I just wanted to vaguely go over some of these, but generally speaking, my kind of initial thoughts are very disappointed. So first one right here is, Sean, how many current Gravity orders are there? I think that's a good thing. The problem about a lot of those types of things is they won't know that. And I think at the same time, they stopped really giving those specifics roughly like a year ago. So this one, I don't think that they will be able to, they'll tiptoe around it, but they won't actually give a concrete answer. This one right here, Mason, is there going to be a reverse stock split in the near future? This one, I kind of disappointed, and the fact that there's 1.7 million shares represented based on this, and 766 votes up, it just goes to show that people just don't know what the hell is actually happening with Lucid, because no CEO would ever go on live TV, multiple times in fact, and say, hey, we are doing a reverse stock split because of this. Like that, if they cancel it, yes, that would be good, but that also makes him look like a fool on live TV. And so yeah, essentially, I don't think that is ever going to be canceled. I know some people really want it to be canceled, but that's not really the case. Where is Lucid projected to be in 5 years? Very vague, and I feel like that's like not a good question. So it's kind of crazy. These are the top 3 that people are voting on. It's absolutely just very, very disappointing. This one by Adrian: how will the partnership with Uber aid in the company growth? How big of an impact do you expect it to have? This one's actually, I think, a fairly good question. Hopefully whoever answers it would kind of just say more than, hey, we're doing 20,000+ in orders. It'd be nice to say, hey, this might open up doors for other partnerships or something along those lines. So this is, I think, a good question. It could be more kind of expanded, but still fairly good. Paul, this one I really like. So is the midsize platform still on target for production late 2026? Are deliveries expected to start in 2026 or 2027? Did the acquisition of the Nikola facility allow midsize to be brought forward at all? So this one I think is a very good question. This one, 𝗖𝗧, lost 90% of value since it's peaked 2 years ago. Will we ever see promising results to be a true Tesla competitor? This one is just, I don't know, dumb question. And same goes for this one. Like, I knew there's always going to be some level of a profitability question. Like, Lucid is not going to be profitable. Analysts expect 2030 based on Peter's previous comments, maybe 2028 possibly, but still, that I don't think is a good question. This one, can you tell us more about Uber robotaxi partnership? I feel like that's been really beat to the ground. Like, that's not going to happen overnight either. That's going to be over the next 6 years. So I think just moral of the story is a lot of these questions just lack like concrete whatever, like it's just not good questions. And even if we kind of look here, this one kind of gave me a laugh. So if you are bored, just scroll through a lot of these, because yeah, it gives you a funny little laugh right here. So this one right here was really interesting. So Matthew, and they ask, is Lucid profitable? Question mark. If not, do you expect to become profitable, and what is your plan to get there? It's like, come on. Are you profitable? Is that how you actually are going to be starting your question? That is out of any possible way how to really word that. That is what you really want. And I posted one actually on Twitter. I wanted to show you that as well, because I kind of found that rather comical. But this one right here, Nato, if I'm saying that right, will you buy back shares to increase stock value, or reverse split to decrease value of the stock? When reading that, honestly, it just comes off as a child asking me. It's like, do you want this or do you want this? Both of which I don't think this individual knows what a reverse stock split is, nor a buyback. And I'm not hating on people that don't really understand a reverse stock split, because initially, yeah, it can be confusing. A lot of information, a lot of terms, a lot of different examples. So I'm not hating on people that don't know what a reverse stock split or a buyback is, but if you're going to pose a question to management and you actually want it to be asked, like, do a little bit of research, because this does not make any sense whatsoever. So yeah, I think at the end of the day, another disappointing one. The only positive so far since Lucid did launch this was the fact that I think it was Q4 2024 earnings. That was the only positive one where we did have good questions. On a side note, this is pretty much, I think, one of the only ones that we actually don't have any questions to about Apple partnership. But nonetheless, going into today, 30.65% of the free float's being shorted. We're said to be 377 million shares. Shorts already are starting to hit Lucid in the morning. Clearly, it's not really working all that well since Lucid's moving higher, but they are increasing 765,000 shares. So they should be fairly active today on a side note. But I wanted to go over this. So right now with that 317, it is trading between this R1 and the pivot. With the broader market and everything heating up, just watch for 331. That will be a key breakout type of level. And so essentially that should really push it. If so, to that 350 mark. Flip side, 288 has kind of been a very strong support level, so similarly just watch for that. But given the circumstances and what's coming out, I don't really anticipate that to be hit today. So let me know your general thoughts on Lucid. Depending on how the day does play out and what shorts do, I'll do a PM video. And actually, on a side note, let me know in the comments below, do you like these kind of pre-market and also after hours types of videos? Would you prefer just having one video and just me rant for a longer time period about various things that's affecting Lucid? What would you prefer? And what's your thoughts, for instance, on this right here, these questions? Are you anyone actually happy with any of these? Like, if they ask the top 5, which I pretty much went over, would you feel fulfilled inside? Like, the only question that, like I said, that I like is this one by Adrian, which is still, it's good, but it could be a little bit better. And then Paul's, but still no talk on tariffs. Like, people still really focused on profitability. And yeah, so let me know your general thoughts on this. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, many of which have been absolutely on point. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.